What's good, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing. Team King Games in this thing, baby. So today I'm going over some sweet goo. I'm going to probably start doing some meta decks in like a couple days, but I just really want to stick with this theme. I'm going on like fun, anti-meta, underappreciated decks. So today I'm going over cubics, and I'm going to show you guys the closest thing to competitive pure cubics. No resonators, no extra stuff, nothing that you've seen before, of course. This is how we like to do it. And this is basically like we're turboing him out, but we have so many other options and alternative ways to win. It's incredible. So let's hop right into this deck profile. So starting off, go ahead and bring the camera down for me, baby. So starting off, we're playing 3 Crimson Nova. This guy is like, the tower's 3.0. He's unaffected by pretty much anything that's smaller than him or equal to him. He's really clutch, and he just burns you to death. I like this guy a lot because he helps you OTK. Like, there's a simple OTK literally with just cubic wave, like where you double his attack, have someone else's attack, and then in phase die. It's so easy to win with this guy. It's so clutch. People underestimate him. Just by bringing him out, like, you're almost guaranteed gonna win. He's very powerful, and the only thing that hurts him is back row. So I really like this guy. He's easy to tutor out. It's just so clutch. He's one of the main reasons why I still play this deck. And 3 Yugioh, the newest edition. This guy, you either want to open up with Crimson Nova, you want to open up with Yugioh or Yugioh. Like, other than that, the other cubics are harder to get out. But in this build, you have a lot of alternative ways to maintain and establish your field presence with consistent hand presence as well, getting the maximum value out of each card. Next, we play 3 copies of Elemental Hero Prisma. Now, this guy is just like another cubic. The main reason for playing him, obviously, is because you want to bring out your Crimson Nova, the Trinity. But if you don't, you can make him count as a cubic, because you can send Crimson Nova to your grave and he counts as Crimson Nova. Just you can send him to the grave, to summon your little guys, for example, like Yugioh, or if you want to summon one of the bigger guys. So I like him because he still counts as a cubic, and that's the way I use him. So he's great for your field presence, and it's cool because once he's a cubic, if he leaves the field, you can actually use unification on him. So that's why I like playing 3 of him. You basically want to open up with cubics, like I was saying. And then, of course, we're playing 3 copies of Yugioh, the cubic seed, the most important one. Most of the effects and the combos revolve around him. And this guy can be destroyed by battle, which is kind of clutch, but it's easy to play around him. But he is broken, and, he gives him the cubic counters. So I like Yugioh. So these are your 12 guys that you can open up with them, and you still get into your cubic combos. Now, the other guys that require restrictions, and specific ways to get out and are a bit harder, I play less of them because I don't like breaky hands. So I play 2 Yugioh, the cubic king, and I play 1 Boken Dragni, the bigger king. I like how it's like lineage. We have king, and then we have emperor. You also have beasts, and you have behemoths. So it's like classes. There's levels to it. There's a baby king, there's a bigger king, and then there's an emperor, and then you have the lord. So think of this like royalty, like this was the king, and then this is a king, this is an emperor, this is a lord. So I just love how the cubics work, and you climb up the ladder. This guy goes into this guy, then this guy goes into this guy, because they search each other out, and they actually bring out just enough monsters for you to send them to the grave to summon them. It's a perfect setup, and I really like it. But I only play, the smaller ratio on them because they're harder to get out, and I hate breaking. This deck is as consistent as it gets. And I also play 1 Behemoth, because this guy comes out at 3,000 and he can attack 3 times. Like, you have to play him. If the field is clear, or if there's just monsters small enough, he kills you all by himself. And if it's not enough, in phase burn for 3k. So it's really clutch. This deck just OTKs like crazy. And the funny thing is, it's actually built to last with the build that I'm running. It's not just like a burnout all or nothing, kind of like Heretics back in the day. The deck actually has durability, which I really do appreciate. So Behemoth and Emperor also have these unique effects that no other cubics have when they're sent to the graveyard by battle or by opponent's card effect. And it's just sent, so you can literally send him to the graveyard, period, like by your opponent, not by yourself. Which is kind of sad, but anyways, if they're sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, you can target up to 3 cubics in your graveyard, special summon all 3 of those cubic monsters, then search a cubic card from your deck or add 1 from your graveyard to your hand. So this is like the only way you get your lord back, because when you burn out of lords, it's like you can't get them back. And it's really difficult to make Daigusto Emerald in this deck, so it's almost like it's not worth playing him, because if you make a rank 4, you want an aggressive rank 4 to actually do damage. So that's why, it's not even worth using Emerald to put back your lords. Because sometimes you dump your lords with Fusion Conscription, or you dump them with Prisma, and you still, want to have a lord to summon, so you use this guy to get them back. It's really cool and clutch, and that actually sums up the cubic portion of the deck. Now, it's just enough for you to still have 3 cubic cards for your Lord, and it's not too much to where you have those nasty bricky hands. If you play cubics, you know what I'm talking about. You know, in the past, I've had experiences where I bricked. So this is the most consistent build that I can bring out, and I'm hoping that you guys really enjoy this and appreciate it, because there's not much love, you know, being shown for cubics. In the builds I've seen, they're not nowhere near the pure, and you know, they're still bricky. This one is extremely consistent, and you guys try it out for yourself if you don't take my word. Double Summoner Monk, this guy just basically counts as more Yugiohs or Prismas, and he's a 1-card rank 4. So I really like him. He helps you out a lot. And another thing is Yugioh. I love to just use Yugioh to send unification because it just floats. And it just keeps bringing out Yugiohs and keeps dumping and keeps searching. So Summoner Monk basically is 2 more Yugiohs. And this is another spicy tech that we're running. We're running 2 Fire Hand and 2 Ice Hand. Now, the problem I had in the past with playing cubics is you never really have good normal summons or just good field presence in general. It's basically like you either have Vjam, you have Yugioh, or you have Nova. Now, that's 9 cards. You know, if you don't open up with those 9 cards, even though you have ways to search them, you have like nothing to summon. And the hands are great because they actually float and clear stuff on the way. So I just like them. You don't have to play them, but this is what I like to play. And this is my cubic deck anyways. 2 King of the Swamps. It's really clutch. He searches out your polymerization, and of course you can fusion sub him. That sums up the monsters. Next, we're moving forward to the bread and butter, which is the spells. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. This is an engine for your cubics. All your cubic spells and traps have effects in the grave where you can banish them, pull off some shenanigans. So Foolish Burial Goods is just an engine. It's really good. Foolish Burial Goods is good. 3 Fusion Conscription. This is how you turbo this guy out. And if you can't summon him this turn, you basically have a Nova in your hand to summon next turn for free. So I just love it. It ups the consistency of the deck, increases your ceiling. And you have so many ways to go into this guy. Like you literally have this 3, and this counts because you play Foolish Burial Goods to send Karma, banish Karma, immediately search your Nova. So you have 3, 6. Let's count it. 3, 6, 8. You have 11 counting the Prismas. Yugioh 14 counting the Novas. That's 17. You have 17 ways to get into your Nova. And all you need to do is open up with 3 of them. And you make your fusion right away. So it's really clutch. Basically half the deck. Close to half the deck is going to guarantee you to get into this guy. And even after he dies, the deck has so many alternative ways to play. It's like, it's nowhere near, you know, just a turbo version of him. Like, it's a cubic deck. I really like it. And of course, we're playing triple cubic Karma. It's just so clutch. It bumps your guys up to being big, you know, big bosses. Huge beat sticks, and it has the great effect from banishing from the grave into search. And a lot of people forget that if you summon a Vjam on your opponent's turn, you can send this to the graveyard and half your opponent's life points. This deck can kill you without killing you. It just burns you to death. It's really cool. 2 cubic waves, this breaks a lot. I play 2 because 1 is sometimes not enough. And I do like the ability to distribute cubic counters. Like Foolish Burial Goods can be a weapon because you could play this, dump wave, and then banish wave, and any number of cubics you need, and put a cubic counter on each monster on the field, which is clutch because monsters with cubic counters cannot activate their effects and they cannot declare an attack either. So they're like under Phoenix Chain and you have no idea. It's really cool. But its base effect is you can target a monster you control and a cubic monster you control and a monster your opponent controls. Your opponent's monster's attack is halved and your cubic monster's attack is doubled. Now, this guy's already at 3,000. You can target anything, half its attack, especially, you know, playing True Dracos. Most of the time, Masterpiece is what? Unaffected by traps and monsters. So you can wave that dude, half his attack, put this dude at 3,000. It's stupid. And in addition to that, his effect says that he's unaffected by monsters whose original attack is 3,000. Even if Masterpiece is at 3,250 under diagram, that's not his original attack. His original attack's 2,950. So he eats Masterpiece for breakfast. Masterpiece can't touch him through card effect, or, you know, even if he tries to get him by battle, you have so many ways to protect him. So this guy actually is not even afraid of Masterpiece. But basically, that's a great example because Masterpiece is so broken, clutch, whatever. But you cubic wave him, put him at 6,000, half the Masterpiece, attack, kill Masterpiece, attack again for 6,000. If your opponent still wasn't dead, in phase, burn for 3k. So cubic wave is literally an OTK if you have your Lord. It's so stupid. And then we're playing 2 copies of Polymerization, 3 bricks. You already have your King of the Swamps to search this out. And again, it's not the main, he's not the main focus of the deck. He's just so powerful that you have to have enough ways to get into him. 1 Metal Force Fusion. I love this card. Don't ask me why. It's so good. I just love it. I'll never not play it. If I'm playing Foolish Burial Goods, I'm playing Metal Force Fusion. It's like my thing. I've kind of just made it a trend. And then the only chops I play are 3 Unification. This trap is like insane. It's the most broken cubic card that they made. Now, its base effect is it's a trap fusion to summon him. That's whatever. It's meh. You never really use it. But its effect in grave is if a cubic monster leaves the field, period, it doesn't matter. Banish it, bounce it, destroy it. You banish this trap from the graveyard. Special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from your hand or your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and this turn it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Most of the time, I summon Yugioh. Using Yugioh's effect, I just dump Unification to the grave. Now, reason being is because Yugioh's gonna leave the field somehow. You're gonna have to get rid of him. So he leaves the field, you banish this, summon another Yugioh, Yugioh's effect, send this. Yugioh leaves the field, summon another Yugioh, send this, Yugioh leaves the field. It's just so stupid. It lets you float, and then you can finally float off of that into one of your bigger guys like the Emperor or the Behemoth. Now, reason being, even though they won't get their attack, is if they leave the field and get sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 3 and get your search. So Unification is like just stupid. It just fixes a lot of the problems that this deck used to have, and Foolish Burial Goods is another way to play this. So it's too good not to play at 3, in my opinion. Just an opinion, not a fact. And then 2, the fusion, just in case the True King Dino dude, banishes 1. I'm sorry, True King Dino dude. His name is Lysogasm or Lysogas, whatever. 2 Castells, 2 Diamond Direwolves. Again, if you banish 1, I still have another. Like, these are the only cards that are like really relevant. Like I was telling you, if I make a rank 4, I want it to be aggressive. So, you play 2 of each in case 1 each gets banished. You still have another copy. Then for spicy stuff, we have Constellar Omega, Diamond Crab King, Ragnar Zero to play on your opponent's turn, Dweller to play on your opponent's turn, Keragorgon. So all 4 of these rank 4s play on your opponent's turn. That's why I like them. And they also help you to get over. For more outs, we have Silent Honor Art, Black Ship of Corn, which is a card like underappreciated, not very popular anymore, but it doesn't destroy, which is really clutch. I got Cowboy, and finally Rhapsody and Berserk. So that pretty much sums it up for the deck profile. And tell me guys what you think. If you like the cubic deck, if you're a fan, this is definitely for you. And if you have any helpful tips, if you're like a master of cubics or whatever, lay it on me. I'm never afraid to receive constructive criticism, but this is where it's at so far, and it's definitely lit. I'm liking the way the deck functions. Tell me what you guys think. God bless y'all. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Carthage must be destroyed. Peace.